Welcome back to the channel. Remember to like, share, comment and subscribe. Now the private sector along with the opposition seem to be united in their disagreement with the government's new proposal. Now we are saying the people in support of the opposition and now the finance sector seemingly in support of the opposition. When we couldn't hear what going on, they will continue the reasonation. Of course, want to know for look and of course want to know for listen. I remember for like, share, comment and subscribe.
The government's so-called pivot to growth, as outlined by the Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce in his recent State of the Nation address, is nothing more than an admission of the failure of its economic policies. The true objective of any government's economic policy must be the material well-being of its people. Yet, Jamaica continues to face an increasing trade deficit, a dearth of foreign direct investments, sustained low productivity, and a lack of competitiveness in locally produced goods and services. These issues threaten to erode the hard-won macroeconomic stability achieved since 2015. The government's inaction in advancing the Global Logistic Hub initiative, which the PNP announced in 2013, is another glaring failure. This initiative was designed to transform Jamaica into the region's premier trade and logistics hub, improving connectivity to regional and global markets and making locally produced goods and services more competitive and cheaper. The so-called pivot to growth has become necessary because the government has failed to pursue a coherent and holistic strategy to balance the books while balancing people's lives and to grow the economy. I am therefore calling on the minister to disclose the number of foreign trips he has taken at taxpayers' expense and to provide a full account of the benefits, if any, derived from these trips.
The biggest issue in any organization or country that we need to change, and Metro is correct. I mean, there are laws there that can be interpreted a different way. But the problem we have in public sector is culture. The culture to say, listen, my role in public sector is to hinder rather than to help. That's effectively what it is, I have dealt with public sector bodies, and I speak about TAJ in particular, right, because I think that culture shift has been tremendous over the years. And they will come to you and say, boy, listen, Dennis, this is what we can do to help. Rather than you go to another place and they say, well, listen, we can't help you because this is what the law says. And that, I think, is one of the biggest changes that can happen to that mindset. We don't have a culture of elevating and helping people, not just in private sector, in public sector. And that, I think, is the issue with these places. And that's why I will forever love a TJ.
Now, some people are speculating and say, it seems like without Nigel Clark, the government is unable to craft anything for the economy going forward. Some people are saying, majority of what was said, a majority of the accomplishments within the economy, where the government said they plan to campaigning with merits, were accomplishments, while Nigel Clark was leading the finance ministry. Even though some people still say, Mr. Clark never do enough. Keep in mind, we still see what going with the WAF. The WAF still hold back the progress of the Jamaican people. And now we hear the private sector speak out. We still hear them outline certain important aspects of what take place though. Yeah, all businesses matter. Small business and large businesses. We don't know if it's a situation where the government is only looking at the economy from the standpoint of large businesses. And that's why they're not focused on areas like downtown. You ever wonder why downtown seem to be on the back burner of the government's agenda? Keep in mind, a place like downtown is what they call a commercial hub. Same for majority of towns in all 14 parishes. But enough focus is not placed on places where economic growth and sustainable economic growth can be accomplished. You say if the people in downtown and downtown as a whole was the focus of the government and all, downtown can be developed with the people in mind. Because that's the thing with certain things in the government. They might follow the town and they want to do this and they want to do that. But them now keep in mind the people forward at town and the people in part for see the eagle of them. When them talk about town, it's like them want to exclude eagles from town. Along with the people who own them wholesale and them haberdashery. Are the eagle of them? One of the time we used to hear them I say, Miss Chin them, the own the wholesale them and them now want the people themselves at the front. Till we realize they are not no go so. Till we realize they're not no go so. Over time, things just change. And them work with the program of the people. But I feel like these aspects of the economy are not something the government focus on. I think we might talk about the wharf. That's the next thing. If them that focus on how for uplift small businesses, so small businesses can become big businesses, they would not charge the people them so much to import things through the wharf. And things like agriculture. The market, them can generate millions. We them say we not export enough. Or we are going to export enough when them not support farmer. When farmer go pay so much to get a tractor, or farmer can till the land, till the soil, plow the land, or him can do it, him alone go do it. Him and him work at them. The reason why agriculture makes so much billions overseas are because of the innovation, because of the machinery them have. We have the land, you know? We might not have the land not like certain places in North America. But we have the land. We have enough land and we have the climate to do it. But we now have the machinery. People where the farming and have them rather license should I can import anything to deal with farming duty free. Farming is something where help out the country. We shouldn't have to explain this to the government. Why is it that the common man needs to explain governance to the government? That's the OCR take place all the while. It come like elected officials are elected, put in places and put in ministries, and them don't know what to do. Them confused, them lost. Them not have no map. Them don't know where them a come from now, where them a go. That's one of the problem. And see it now, they must say the economic mastermind has gone to the IMF. Left in the government now. If you try to do what him did I do. And clearly them not have a clue. Private sector now seem like them fed up too. And you know when the people and the private sector unite and say them fed up and them not like a certain administration, you know what that means. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you think say this look like now with the people seemingly united or seemingly in support of what the opposition is saying. And now with the private sector seemingly in disagreement with what the government are do. Because you have to listen to the, to the facts of the situation. The people are seemingly in support of the opposition. Now the private sector is frustrated and not in support of the new proposals being put forward by the government. And maybe even some of the previous ones. It's not far from say, if the opposition can now craft a plan where the private sector is more in support of, then them will gain private sector support. And with the people support and private sector support, it'll come like the opposition of the people. And like a them gonna be the next government. Even though we're the Prime Minister said, when they ask people who are in support of the opposition and the opposition themselves, what are them plans for the country? They must say them can't really outline plans for the country. Tell me what you think about that. And that's why I said the private sector are not in support of the government's new proposals, or some of them. But not necessarily saying that they're in support of the opposition. Yet, the opposition still has to convince the private sector that them have the better plans, seeing that it is no easier. Them know where the private sector are in. Them know what they know are here. But talk to me in the comment section, tell me what you think. If you're new to the channel, pass through. click the subscribe icon, then the bell icon, and of course put it on all. And this is how you know will be notified of all fresh content as soon as fresh content is uploaded and made available for you right here upon the platform. The like icon is also in close proximity to the share icon. Drop a like and bust a share. And tell a friend to tell a friend to tell them, sister, and them, brother, them to try and check out the reasoning. And also join the discussion. The comment section up 24/7. It never lack it. Just be respectful and mindful of the guidelines. But other than that, drop your thoughts, your comments, and yes, your opinions there. We can continue the reasoning via the comment section. Now until the reason again, my sentiments for you and yours are to live, love, and prosper. And of course, want to stay tuned.